Hi everyone, I am excited to show you this new book that I have been sent. It's a lovely gift, Christmas gift actually, early Christmas gift from a friend, and she's got a copy as well. We're going to do a lot of buddy colours in the book together, but I thought I would show you the book and go through it and colour a page as well. Now I realise that it's December, this isn't a very Christmassy book, but I'm going to do a Christmas influenced picture when once I flip through. So so let's have a look and get going. Now the cover is quite matte. You can see it's not shining from my light. It's a matte cover, which is rather nice. And on the back, this colouring book contains 40 hand-drawn mandalas, each accented with a beautiful border, mindful designs to help achieve calm and peace from life's daily stresses. Now this is number 4, you can see here. The person who sent it said she's got the other 3 as well, really likes them, and hence got number 4. So that's rather nice. So let's look inside. Now I don't know about the paper, whether this is an Amazon book. I'm just going to look in the back. Yes, it's an Amazon printed book. This has been sent from the US, so it is a US paper. Actually this feels quite smooth for Amazon paper, which is interesting. But anyway, we'll see. I'll colour on it. I'm going to colour this one actually, because we've got these sort of ribbons and things. I thought it looked a little bit Christmassy, just a little bit. I'll make it Christmassy. So this one. So we've got a bit of a intro there. You may have read it when I was wittering. I'm not going to read it out to you. You can always pause and read if you want to, but it's just a little bit about mandalas really. So let's just have a look. I want to have a look. So each of these, as far as I can tell, has a border around, which is the whole point of the book. So you've got the main picture here and you've got a nice border around. Let's come in a little closer so you can see up close. There we go. I just have to be really careful not to move the book. So what I liked when I've had a very, very quick flick, I haven't looked at every page. I shall turn the pages as I talk. What I liked about these was the fact there were so many florals. I obviously really like colouring florals, so often mandalas are just sort of lines and things, and there are some lines. This one is actually all florals with just a couple of circles, so that's really nice. And the line art is very crisp and clear, which I really like. If you look really closely it isn't, but it's clear enough for me. And it means that you can either fill in the block in just one plain colour. This one's quite small, so you might want to do that, or you can do shading within each section. And you've got all these lovely petal and leaf shapes, which I really, really like. So I'm really happy. Very, very good choice by my lovely friend in sending me this one. And I'm sure we'll have lots of fun with our buddy colours. See, this to me looks slightly Christmassy, I think because of the circles and leaves. Looks like berries and you know, but then we've got the florals. So I think, looks like they've all got flowers. This one's got a more of a Celtic feel to it, which I rather like. And so they're not all, their styles vary quite a bit. They're all similar, but I think it's rather nice because you're not going to be colouring exactly the same over and over, which obviously is important in a book, but you know what to expect. You're going to get a circular design with a square frame, so it's rather nice. And I think you could probably cut them out and frame them if you wanted to, or tear them out maybe. Ooh, tearing pages out of books gives me a shudder, but some people do like to frame their art, so that is an option. Now you can see they're single-sided, which means that therefore, although the paper is thin, you could use markers without worrying about it going through. I mean, if it does go through, it's not going to spoil the page underneath. I would always put a piece of paper underneath, just to be sure. Sometimes some pens can bleed through lots of layers of paper, particularly alcohol markers. Not that I use those. Or if you leave the nib on the page too long like that, it starts to soak through. So always put some paper behind, just in case. I even do it with pencil always, just in case the black ink transfers to the other side or the pencil. I mean, I say always, I don't in my planner because that's single-sided and I don't worry about it. But because I'm doing it in order, I think that helps somehow. But we might do this book in order. I think my friend said she usually does these books in order, so that's fine. I think because they're all fairly similar, I wouldn't go, oh, I'd rather do that one or page 3 or page 10. You know, I'd just sort of be happy working through them. So we'll see what we do. I usually let her choose. I'll colour anything, you know, give me something to colour, I'll just dig in. I don't normally have to be in the mood for a certain type of style or page, normally a feel. So coming into December, I'm wanting to do Christmas style, but I could easily colour something like this in Christmassy colours or metallics or something like that. So it doesn't really matter what the subject matter is. So, I mean, okay, pumpkins in the spring, maybe not, but I'd still do it, so it's fine. These are all lovely pictures. There isn't one here I've looked at and thought, no, all of them are lovely. I could just colour all of them right now, except I haven't got all the time in the world, sadly. It's very pretty. We're nearly there. I'm looking forward to getting to the end so I can get on and colour one. Well, I'm going to do the title page just because, as I say, we're going to be doing these as budgie colours, so I'm going to save them for that. But I'll do the title page. That one looked really similar to that one. No, it's not really. Oh, here we go. So at the end, there's you can go into her Amazon pages using these, the American and the, I assume that's Canadian CA. Of course I use UK. That's the same design as the front, I think, as the title page. But I'm going to turn back to the title page. Whoops, this one and colour it. I'm just going to grab some sheets of paper. Oh, I haven't got any in here to put behind the page. I need to do that. Hold on a minute. Right, paper in place, and I'm going to use these pencils. I thought it'd be useful perhaps to use a budget pencil. We're going to use some gel pens as well, I should imagine. Oh, the lid's just fallen off my tin. That set of pencils, the lid was loose when it arrived. It got battered in the post, but as it was a freebie from Staedtler, then I can't complain, can I? So I'm just grabbing a red pencil to start. I think what I will do is I might just do a corner because the whole page is sort of repeated. So I'll come in close. It will allow you to see what the designs look like close up. And so this is a red. It is number 2. And that is, I'm looking on my list, it's called red. And what I'm going to do is just try and layer up towards the centre and less towards the edge. And you can just see how that pencil goes down as I do it. I feel like I'm probably pressing a bit too hard. I often find with Amazon paper, because it's quite thin, it's usually best to use a pencil that's not too hard. This is probably a bit hard. This is the Staedtler Super Soft. They're a little bit softer, but still. So I would usually use the Castle Art Soft Touch are quite good, but the Arteza Expert or the Premium, the Castle Arts Gold, that sort of thing. Ones that are a little bit more soft and smushy. But we're getting there. So I'm going to do like that. I nearly just didn't do that last petal. There we go. So that is the petals. You can see that you can sort of layer it up like that. It looks quite pink, this red, but that's no fault of the book. Now I'm going to do a bit on the leaves. What we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of pencil and a bit of pen, I thought. And you can see what it looks like on the back when I finished. I mean, as I said before, with it being single-sided, it's not massively important. I'm using number 5, which is, I'm just trying to find it on my list, green. It's just called green. So I'm going to do these large areas. And again, I'm just going to fade towards the end of the leaf. So just build up the layers here. and see how we go. That's part of the petal, but that's part of a leaf. Just working it out a little bit as I go. So that's all going to be quite a heavy layer. And then less here. You see, I'm picking reds and... Oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups. I'm picking reds and greens because for me that's sort of Christmassy. Of course, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to use Christmassy colours, and you don't have to always think of red and green as Christmassy. They can just be bright and cheerful. So just sort of putting a few less layers towards the tip like that. Now you could continue with pencil and use a darker colour around here. That's what I might have done, but we're going to try some pens as well in a bit. In the centre of the flower, I think I'm just going to use this yellow. This is the number 1. I think it's just called yellow. It's very exciting. They're already dull names, aren't they? Red, yellow and green. Ooh, like that. Now, on this bit going all the way around here, I'm going to make every circle yellow. Okay, so it's sort of as consistent yellow. Sorry, you can't see any more than that. So that's going to be all the way through. Let's come out a little bit. So let's do this bit with the ribbon. Hang on. Up to the end of the ribbon. There we go. So all these circles yellow. So just a plain heavy-ish layer, because yellow doesn't always stand out that well. There, just do that bit. I'm not going to do that top bit, it's the same. We'll just do this little bit for now. Then I think the background to the dots I'm going to do in the reds. So this is the same red as we used for the flower, but this time I'm just going to block colour, plain colouring, just get some vibrant colour down now on the paper. And then the stripe I'm going to do in green. Trying to think of what to do with the ribbon. What sort of colour would be very Christmassy? I'm thinking gold, but we've got yellow. Maybe this yellow isn't that gold. I think we could probably make some gold. That'd be a bit more exciting. This is the green. I'm just gonna pop some green down here. Now I realised that I haven't finished the flower. There, we're going to finish it with a pen. Then we can try pens and pencils out on the paper, give it a proper test. Oops, out of the line she goes. Right, let's do a bit of gold on the ribbon. I can show you a little bit. Is that brown? I ask you, you're going to go, yes, no, you haven't even shown us it. How do we know? This is number 76, and it's a Van Dyke brown. I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to put a bit here and then fade it a bit like that. I'm going to do the same on each part of the ribbon. Now brown looks a bit ugh, don't worry, it won't look ugh by the end, I hope. Let's hope, eh? Next dark lightest brown is number 73, which is the burnt sienna. Go over the top of the dark brown, bring the colour down. I can't even see that, it's reflecting my lamp so brightly. It's quite orangey, this one, isn't it? It'll work. So, because even if it doesn't quite look gold, it'll look coppery. But I think by the time we've added this one, which is number 16, which is called Golden Ochre. It's a good name, isn't it? I like this one. You can hopefully start to see that it's going to look a bit more gold now. and also that, you know, you don't need the most expensive pencil to make a nice gold colour. We're going to finish, I think, yeah, with the yellow. So this is a yellow we've used already. So again, go right over the top. Be careful because we're building up layers. We don't want to break down the paper. Leave a bit of white. There we go. I've done it quite quickly. That top bit looks the best. This one isn't so well blended, but hopefully that gives you the idea of my plan. So that's my plan for the ribbon. Now I'm going to use some metallic gel pens. I've got these Sakura metallic shiny pens. I'm going to try and find a red and a green for our leaves. I'm going to have to try one out. Have I got any rough paper? No. Oh, I think this might be pink, not red. Hold on a minute. Hi, right, I've tried out the two colours I thought might have been red, and we've got this and this. Now that one looks more sort of purpley to me, and this one looks quite pinkish reddish, but I'm going to use this pinkish reddish. Don't worry, I'll give you the number when I can find it. It's number 519, and we're going to do around the edge of the flower. The actual red that I used was quite pinkish anyway, so I think it'll just about work. We can just about carry it off. But if you've got a more red pen, you might prefer to use that. But as I say, I think it's okay. Actually makes the petals look redder. So we'll go all the way around with this. I'm not very good at making pen look neat. It's not my best colouring resource, but I do like a bit of shine. So there is that. And then around the leaves, I'm going to use a green. I've got two greens. I think this one is a bit too bluey, that one. But I'm just going to scribble them on some scrap paper. So let's have a look. Oh, let's not put it on top of the wet pen, eh? So here is the one green. It's quite light but nice and shiny. This one, it's quite bluey, isn't it? I think we're going to have to go with the light green, even though I really wanted a dark green, but I don't have one. So this one is number 526. And just going around the edge. I guess the other colour was lighter than the flower. Now you could grab a gold and do around the edge. Actually, I am going to do some gold. I'll show you. Let's get this bit done first, rather than rushing along ahead. And now you could use these pens to outline. So where I've done the green lines on the border part, I could use this pen over the black lines just to add a bit of shine. And the red as well. I could maybe go around the edge, down each end in red or something like that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do the metallic pens on the actual flower. I'm going to grab the yellow. This is number 551. And we don't have a border on our centre. I'm just going to make one by drawing a line around, because I think it's nice to have a bit of gold as well. So there are our pens. Let me just show you the shine. They're very shiny, which is nice. So there is our sort of corner part. I am going to finish this page, and at the very end of the video I will put the completed page so you can see it all. But let's just have a look at the back. I'm going to have to be very careful. You can see that the pen is coming through a bit. Actually, I've never had that happen with gel pens before, but the gel is showing through. But it's not gone through onto this paper, but I would still definitely say put some scrap paper behind. This is just copy paper where we've printed things incorrectly, so I keep it by. I double it over so the printed material stuff is on the inside, so, and then the outside is two plain sheets. So I'm just basically reusing scrap paper. so that works well. So that is the book. I'm very pleased with it, I have to say. There is the sort of finished corner. As I say, wait till the end and you'll see the whole page finished. But you can see how it's gonna look. So that's rather fun. I would recommend using softer pencils than the Staedtler. These are a little hard for this paper, but it hasn't indented it really. All I can see on the back is the colour. I can't see an indent, so that's okay. And I don't think this paper would take too much wet. I mean, obviously I've used wet paint in the gel, wet gel, but that's okay. But I think watercolour and things like that, probably not. But you could, because even if it wrinkles the page, you won't be using the back. Just put a plastic laminate behind so it doesn't soak through to the other pages. But that's me. I'm looking forward to finishing the page. Having fun, so I'm going to go finish it. And anyway, but thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and happy colouring.